Fortnite is storming. No pun intended. But Fortnite is storming across the internet with around 3.4 million concurrent players worldwide. And I feel it's a good time to discuss the history behind Fortnite Battle Royale. My name is T-Wolf, and let's talk about the potential backstory behind the famous Fortnite Battle Royale.
Young fly, young cool, young fellow, girl screaming hello, why? I'm just doing my thing.
So, many people can believe that Fortnite, the Battle Royale portion, is a spin-off of the Save the World, or it could have its own story in particular, but I have seeked through Google and found a post in Reddit about a backstory created by Nialzi. I don't know how to properly pronounce the name of the person, but they created a backstory, and that's their thought of a backstory at least. And they said, 36 days ago, a poisonous storm formed over Madagascar and began to spread indiscriminately, killing everything in its path. Very early on, about 30% ESC, which is Earth's surface coverage, scientists had agreed to that stopping the storm before Purple Day, the projected date of 100% ESC, was virtually impossible. Efforts were made by various remaining world governments to evacuate those they deemed important, either by space shuttle for those governments that had such facilities, or to take underground bunkers. It was decided by the governments that in order to successfully evacuate the chosen few, that the general population not be alerted to the storm's existence. Scientists have managed to work out the location of the last place on Earth to be hit by the storm, a small island off the coast of California, USA. A small group of soldiers privy to the impending and inevitable doom got together to plan their final day on Earth. Inspired by movies like Battle Royale and Hunger Games and video games like H1Z1 and PUBG, a game was devised. These soldiers were going to spend their last day on Earth doing what they loved most. They would go out dancing and fighting. So what could this tell us about Battle Royale, or Fortnite Battle Royale? Well, one, it's alluding to the potential that Fortnite is within our world, and that the soldiers who were in Fortnite are gamers who also played H1Z1 and PUBG. And are like, well, if we're going out like that, because we're gonna die anyways. What would be more fun than trying to see who's the best soldier within the area? What else could that tell us about it? What else could this story tell us about the potential Fortnite Battle Royale backstory? Is that it does kind of have some sort of link to Save the World, except the only difference is that instead of a zombie cloud that would strike the ground and create these zombies, that instead this is a poisonous storm that's just killing everything, all life except for plants, I guess, because the plants still survived. Because if you play the game, as the circle goes in, the trees and stuff are still alive, and so I guess it only kills humans and animals and things along that nature. It also could tell us that the location of the area is Southern California, even though that some people may believe that it's off of a German town, I think, because of the meteor that's about to hit, the meteor that is about to hit or has already hit. Some people have their conspiracies behind it, but this could very well, be a decent backstory for it. I could see it, or maybe it could be some sort of training grounds for like within the vault that Fortnite has in Save the World portion to better prepare us for combat. Um, so I don't know. I'm just spitballing some ideas. I'm not. By the way, I am not this kind of YouTuber where I just try to discuss things. So I apologize for my terrible thought process. I don't know. I didn't really write down much about this. I just wrote down the beginning and want to just discuss it with you, I guess, about some potentials behind Fortnite Battle Royale. But in my honest opinion, I think Fortnite Battle Royale was intended to be a training ground to better prepare you to fight against husks in the Save the World portion, quote unquote. So like it was a training ground that they designed, and they had the technology to design a kind of island shaped thing. Maybe it's a video game for training. I don't know. Like a VR experience kind of video game that would help train you to fight husks, which are the zombies in the Save the World portion, or to better your combat to be able to fight those. And one thing that I've noticed, and I don't know if you guys noticed this too, is that all of the characters that they use for Fortnite are based off the soldiers. They don't have the ninjas, they don't have the outlanders, and they don't have the builders. Is that what they are? I don't know. I usually go with the soldier. That's why I'm terrible at remembering them. But they base the Fortnite Battle Royale characters off of the soldiers. So the story kind of alludes to that, where these soldiers were going to spend the last day on Earth. These soldiers were going to spend the last day on Earth doing what they loved most. They would go out dancing and fighting. Maybe this is alluding to Save the World coming to a fail. Like the Save the World failed, and now these soldiers that are pretty much the last one standing are just going to fight to the death. And then the last person standing is the best soldier, but he's going to die anyways. So, I mean, at least he gets to go out like a champ, right? Maybe that's what this is alluding to. Maybe this is alluding to Save the World failing at saving the world. I don't know. I think this backstory has a decent backstory to it, but at the same time, there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about this story, and tell me what you think the potential backstory could be, and if you have a Reddit post like this where you discuss the story of it, let me know. But I think this is a pretty decent backstory, but there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Is it linked to Save the World in any way? This one, I'm assuming that it's not, because it says a poisonous storm instead of a husk storm, where they spawn zombies. But yeah, this is a interesting, way to look at things, and I appreciate you all watching, and please leave your input down below and let me know what you think on the potential backstory. Thank you all. Have a good day. Bye.